Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to our Nerd Nation stream. This is about Star Trek. This is about Star Trek Strange New Worlds. We're going to be discussing that, and with this discussion is Mondino. How you doing?
Good evening. Nice to see everybody around.
Great. Now, I'm not sure if many people know that Strange New Worlds has started filming, and we've got a list of certain cast members. Hopefully, the show will be out at the end of this year, beginning of next year. I can't wait.
Hold on. I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. What is this Star Trek Strange New World you're talking of?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Now, do you remember watching Discovery season two?
Discovery Season 2. Arguably the better of all three
Oh
seasons. Yeah,
no,
go on.
that's going to be another debate. I preferred season three personally. I thought season three got its shit right, but the best thing about season two was Captain Pike. Remember him?
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, we can agree on that.
Now, and it seems that Discovery of doing this a different captain every season, and you can see with Burnham being captain at the end of season three. So I think that tradition's going to be continuing. But let's not talk about that. Sticking with this, Pike was definitely the captain of season two. So his involvement in that show and the joy he brought to people with his characterization of Pike, because honest, let's be honest, like he's been played by several different actors, and we kind of got him as what we saw in the pilot wasn't really that much, when it came to character development, and what we got
When you
in
say the pilot, do you mean the original
of
series?
the original series, yeah, that is, and
Yeah.
of it, and obviously what we got in Kelvin and stuff like that was like a different very like a more of an elderly statesman's Pike whose best years are behind him. So this is Prime Pike, hopefully, and
Mm.
I'm very much looking forward to his adventures on this show because sorry, I kind of strayed a little bit. He's having his own show because people very much enjoyed his performances. So we're going to be getting a show called Strange New Worlds, and it'll involve some of the characters we did see on the Enterprise in season two, and they're coming back, and they're going to be boldly going to places where no man has gone before. And what I've heard from some of the creators of the show is that it's going to be more episodic with subtle character arcs to bring shit together, show character development and stuff like that.
So going back to the style of TNG or the Next Generation and Voyager, like that type of.
Well, people have been crying for that, for a while because unfortunately, Star Trek has become way too serialized for my liking. One of the best things about Lower Decks was that it felt very episodic, and it had that minor character overall season arc thing, but it felt very little, and that was obviously with Mariner concealing her identity as being the daughter of the captain and stuff like that. So that was the main thing of that particular season, and it was such a subtle thing as well that you could still watch any episode at any time and not have to worry about the overall arc of the show, if you know what I mean. And I think that's what they're going to try and do with this. Like, they want to bring it back to a format where if you did miss an episode, it wouldn't be the fucking end of the world. You can still watch the show because with some shows, if you miss an episode, you're fucked. You know what I mean? You have to
Oh,
watch.
talk about Star Trek Picard, man. You missed anything and you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. You have to watch it all. So I'm very much looking forward to this formula. So we got some more actors casted for this show, and I was having a look at the lovely Jeb, not Jeb. That's George Bush's brother, not Jeb Bush. I'm talking about Jess Bush. Jess Bush. Let's have a quick look at her IMDb. Beautiful actress from Australia, and actually, this is the thing with this particular character. I believe she's going to be playing a medical officer, and she, like I said, she's an Australian actress, but I want her to be a fucking Australian on the show. Yeah, because like some people have an issue, yeah, with the show being a little bit woke because there's so many different people of different races, and there's a lot more women and stuff like that. So people have an issue with that for some fucking reason. Like this planet is only one particular culture or something, which is not the case. Yeah, but my issue with Star Trek is even though there was a very diverse cast of people, majority of them were still fucking Americans. Yeah, we still had Michael Burnham was American. I'm talking about the crew. Just look at the bridge crew alone. Yeah, we had Michael Burnham, who was an
You
American.
mean Discovery?
Sorry, in Discovery. I apologize. Yeah, Michael Burnham was American. We had what's her name? Is it Detmer, the girl with the robot eye? She's American. We had that black dude. He's American. We had that Filipino-looking dude. He's American. We had Tilly. She's American. Stamets is American. Fucking Colbert's a fucking American. That lady with the short hair, that engineer, she's a fucking American. They're all fucking Americans, man. So we need, some more fucking, from the planet Earth. No more fucking Americans, or not too many. I'm not saying like we should have any. It would be good for fucking maybe some shows where there wasn't a single goddamn Yank on the fucking on a starship because it represented the whole fucking planet Earth and not one fucking country. But it would be nice, to see this actress be an Australian and not an American. I really hope she doesn't play a Brit either. Yeah.
Even the voice of the computer was an American actress.
Major Barrett, yeah. And I'm going to go on about her in a second, by the way. Funny enough, I'm glad you brought her up. But this is our, I believe this is our medical person. Apparently, what I saw in some of the clips about her is that she's like a bubbly, very happy life person. Good person to have as a medical person, I guess. You want to find out more about her?
I mean, looking into IMDb, it's looking like Australia's top model, back in 2011.
Yep.
And then it seems like not much has happened, and she's come back to life in 2017 with Home and Away. That is like the TV series that died outside of Australia and England. I think these are the only two countries that get or know what that one is.
Oh, I can't recognize any of these shows. Home and Away, obviously. I never knew she was. I can't believe Home and Away is still fucking going, mate. You know what I mean? Jesus.
It's like EastEnders, you can't get rid of it.
Anyway, this is the lovely Jess Bush. I look forward to her performances, and please make her a fucking Aussie. Keep her as an Aussie. Do not make her an American. I beg you. Don't make her even a British person. I want her to be an Aussie. We need an Aussie on fucking Star Trek. Star Trek has never had an Aussie person. They might have had an Australian actor, but he wasn't playing an Australian, if you know what I mean. We need an Aussie crew member. I think it's fundamental that Earth gets more representation than just fucking America.
Looking at her IMDb credits, she's playing a key role. I kind of feel like the producers of the show are taking a bit of a risk for her, considering it's looking like a lot of her serious or credited roles are only going back about 5 years. So it looks like she's going to have a bit of proving to do, and I'm looking forward to seeing her try and seeing what happens.
I trust in the casting directors and stuff. If they know someone is talented, then fair enough. Regardless of her film history, like Johnny Depp has no acting background at all, and he's one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. He just came into it and started being an actor. What the fuck? Anyway, Christina Chong. Now, I believe this lady is going to be like a badass. This is from some of the information I've got. Some rumors are that she will also. Yeah, some rumors are.
Born in Enfield, North London.
Not far from us.
Ooh, this could be exciting.
I think she's going to be playing. Rumors are that she might also be playing a Vulcan, like a Vulcan security officer, which would be interesting.
She's English, so she's going to be like a baddish British type of character, perhaps.
A Vulcan security officer. I like the sound of that. I really do. I like the sound of that. That's different, man. That is really different because Vulcans are not known to be security officers. They're in the science field, or they're doing the command shit. Maybe engineering as well. Something which requires them to use their brain power. But
think of it this way: all Vulcans are massively strong, and they've got the Vulcan pinch. They're like the ideal hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, don't drink coffee, kids. This does this to you. Someone put Alec Kurtzman and brain dead disco writers into a coma for production of this one, please. Why would you say that?
I have no idea what.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just talking about some of the chat here. I do apologise. In my rants, I missed out some of it. But yeah, good point. And cousin Cheeto also said that the future is all American. Maybe, dude, maybe. You know,
I'm not with you on that one, Cheeto.
Anyway, Christina Chong. I'm looking forward to seeing her, British actress, represent. Yeah. Any more to say about Christina Chong? We'll have a quick look at her IM. Let's have a look. Oh, she was in Johnny English. And she's in Doctor Who. Oh, she's in Doctor Who. She's perfect for Star Trek.
Doctor Who. Oh, okay. Back in 2011.
What's she got in the line of duty?
It's a shame that she is only in a deleted scene in Star Wars Force Awakens. I wonder what that one was about.
All right.
Bulletproof?
Bulletproof? No, Neil McBride. Oh, Nell McBride, sorry. I'd say it can't be Neil. She's done a lot of shit.
Tom and Jerry the movie.
Yeah, I heard about she was in that.
Was it any good?
No, I haven't seen that. But you know what? I haven't seen it, but a lot of people saying it's better than they anticipated. But I think that's because everyone's going in the mindset of it being shit. And sometimes when you go into the mindset of watching something that's being shit, that you think is shit, you end up pretty much liking it. All right, let's move on from this lady. Who is next? Cecilia Rose Gooding. Now, I think this actress, there's no picture of her. Oh, maybe there will be. Unfortunately, she's not, but maybe you could Google her name. She's a black actress. I think, I don't know what her nationality is. I'm not sure if she's American or British. But there are rumors that she's... There are rumors that this actress, Cecilia Rose Gooding, might be like a communications officer, like Uhura, in that sort of role. Some people are saying she might be Uhura in this show, which would be interesting as well. I'm not so sure about that, but I don't. Wouldn't it be the end of the world if she ended up playing Uhura? Please Google the name.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Actually, let me Google it for you guys.
Cecilia Rose Goulding is an American actress and singer. What else is she known for?
There she is.
Best known for originating the role of Frankie Healy in the Broadway musical Jagged Little Pill. Grammy Award winner for Best Musical Theatre. So she's got some talent. Although I don't think this is going to be a musical affair for her, considering...
I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? With somebody of her talent, because she's definitely a theatre actress for sure, by what you mentioned. But I wouldn't be surprised if if they do something stupid with a musical episode or some bollocks like that. You know how.
She could definitely take over an episode like that.
Yeah. So that's her. What do you think? Do you think she'll be Uhura or some sort of Uhura type character?
I think we've already had like Uhura and the Uhura type character. I kind of would hope that they would come up with something a little bit more original. But it's TV, and TV like to give the public what they already know. So I'm kind of in fear of thinking that you could be right.
Okay, so on to the next one. The man himself. Look, he looks fucking badass. He looks fucking badass there. Look how badass he looks. With arms crossed like that. Let's have a look. Oh look, he's with Britney Spears here. A bit younger. Let's have a look at this. Ooh. What's this?
Let's hope he didn't hit that baby one more time.
You might not be able to hear this, very unfortunately. God, it's horrible. It's like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Let me just mute it. Ugh. I never knew he was in something with...
You know what, I did notice, but he's credited of being part of the Inhumans. That was a failed TV series.
I love this tune by Madonna.
It's about Mother. Has she ever tried to see me?
Lucy.
Was she still pretending to be a virgin back then?
Well, Britney Spears was pretending to
Oh,
be a virgin until
there's what's her face.
let
There's
loose that
talking about Uhura.
be
We just
walking around.
saw her there. There's Uhura there.
What you mean, casual black girl?
No, that's the actress who I forgot her name. Escapes me now. She played Uhura in the Kelvin.
Oh, you're talking about the girl that's
The bad girl there.
in the blue thing.
What the hell is her name again? Why? She's bloody in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, like what the hell is her name again? Oh God. I know this actress's name. It's just why is it escaping me now? Maybe someone can tell me. Spock and number 1 already did some singing in that dreadful Stuck in a Turbo Lift short trek. They did. Spock and number 1. Oh, you mean some bullshit they did on for a YouTube or like to sell some fucking mineral water or some bollocks like that? Is that what you're talking about? Or short trek? Oh, I heard about. You know what? I've actually look. You're gonna have to punish me for this one, Waku, because I've actually heard about short trek. I've just never seen it. I just do canon, mate. I just do canon. What the hell are we What the hell are we watching? Sorry. This needs to stop. No, because it had Pike. Look, there's Pike. I just saw Pike. There he is. God, look how young he is. I need to. Oh look, there's Uhura. She still looks the same, by the way. What is the name of the actress? Come on, tell me the name. Waku, what's the actress who plays Uhura? I forgot her name. Why can't I get out of this? Oh, but I'm clicking at the wrong thing. Here we go. Anson Mount. No, mate. Anson Mount. This is one of those films you don't want people to know that you're in, dude. Don't want people to know you're in this fucking bullshit. Oh my god. Let's read his IMDb. Anson, by the way, this name is a bit weird. Anson is an American actor born in Mount Prospect, Illinois. I think IL means Illinois. And grew up in Zoe Saldana, yeah, that's it. And grew up in White Bluff, Tennessee. He's from White Bluff, Tennessee. Anyway, his mother is Nancy Smith, a former professional golfer. His father is Anson Adams Mount II. Of course he is. Of course he is. Was one of the original contributing editors of the Playboy magazine. Now you got my respect, my son. Anson has an older brother. Anson has an older brother called Anson Adams the First. I had to read that to make sure I wasn't. I had to read that to myself to make sure I wasn't misreading that. His brother is also called Anson.
Can you imagine when it comes to who did it? Anson!
Oh, Wagu can't think of it either. We got it, Wagu. Don't worry about it, mate. We got it.
Zoe Saldana.
Anson. I used to make fun of my brother and my cousin because they had the same name. They're both called Salim. And sometimes I just couldn't help myself. I go, hey, Sal. And they both turned around at the same time. It's like... Yeah, that's when we came to town and shit like that. And the same with the Alleys. Remember them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had to call one big and small, you know what I mean? Because... Yeah,
but I like it, but it's just like Ali, and they both...
Yeah. So,
Anson was in CSI Miami, just for one episode.
Okay, well, he was also in, what's this bullshit? Safe. Alex Rossini is the name of the character. Crossroads. Oh my god, that was like almost 20 years ago. He must have been...
He survived Lost.
Was he in Lost?
He made it off the island. His name was Kevin.
Was he one of the others, or was he...
Man of science.
I got fed up with Lost, by the way. I'm sorry, guys, if we watched Lost.
I gave up after the second season.
Anyway, like you said, laugh out loud. I've got a mate called Carl, whose older brother is called Carl. What the fuck, man? What is with this shit? You know, can't you just like a bit? Anyways, he was in Inhumans, that bullshit show. That failed.
I don't think I might have watched 1 or 2 episodes. I don't think I even made it into the 3rd one.
Well, see, he's been in a lot of fucking he's been in a lot of like straight to DVD flicks by the looks of things.
It
Um,
looks like he's been on a lot of TV, but in the
TV.
category of the one episode.
He was in
That scenario.
Smallville. I had no idea. Urban Legends: The Final Cut. He was in Ally McBeal. Boiler Room. I remember Boiler Room. I can't remember him. He just played a broker. Okay, fair enough. Well,
He's one of the first people in IMDb that's credited with an actual position on the ship. Because he's Captain Pike, and it's the role we want to see him in.
yeah, I just want to see. When I spoke to Bob about this, I just told him when it comes to this show, I just want a little bit of the original series sort of style in this show, like a lot of discovery, maybe a few god aliens. Yeah. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I've just got somebody asking me to let them in.
Oh, is it Cousin Gio?
Am I doing this? I forgot how to do this. Oh shit! 1 second. 1 second. 1 second, Cheeto.
Have we been doing too much American bashing that he
I need to. I need to do that.
Represent.
Yo, Mama, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself? You American bashing bastards.
No, I'm pretty on the money here because like it's amazing how people go on about how fucking woke Star Trek was woke before fucking woke became a term, yeah? So let's just get that out of the way, yeah, regarding all of that shit. But still at the same time for a country that only has what like 3% of the population of the planet, it seems that every starship is every human being on Star Trek seems to come from your fucking country. So so it would be
that's because the future is all American, baby. All American.
Yeah, that's only because you wiped out the rest of the world with a nuclear bomb or some bullshit.
I mean, look, we have our methods.
Anyways. I still don't get too. This is our Captain Pike. He looks really badass here. I'm very much looking forward to the show. I believe. I'm not sure if you know about this, Bob, but I believe that that this show is set after the pilot episode.
Okay.
Did you know about that?
If that's true, I have not heard about that. So I thought it takes place right after Discovery season 2.
It kind of does, but what they're trying to say now is that pilot episode was during that period, or maybe just before. What the incidences of season 2, maybe, or some shit like that.
Okay.
That's what I've been hearing. Look, this is what I've been hearing. This is some of the rumors. I'm sure we will understand what period of time he's in. And if we don't, I think we'll be able to put the pieces together as the show progresses. Yeah? Would you agree with that? I mean, they have to, at some point... I mean, I'm not sure how this show's going to go, but at some point, Pike's going to end up on that fucking wheelchair, and I'll be pissed off if I don't see him in that fucking wheelchair. But yeah.
Do you think he'll still be a captain? Do you think he'll still be a captain at first when he's in the wheelchair?
Not if he's full on fucking cabbage mode, and the only way you can answer it, and the only way you can respond is with a fucking light. You would think at that period they would have better ways of him responding. I mean, look at fucking Stephen Hawkins. He didn't say shit, and somehow he was able to talk more than fucking Pike did, and that was in the future where Pike was, for fuck's sake. So
Well, you kind of have to let it go.
I know.
That's the 60s.
I agree.
That's a 60s interpretation of what the future would be, and now we have automatic opening doors at Kroger's. So I mean, we're good. Like, future is now.
Fair enough. But yeah, I do want to.
Well, I also.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I also wanted to mention one of you two mentioned about Pike being the first captain of the Enterprise. That is not true. There was a captain before Pike.
Yes, I do. His name escapes me, but I know what you're on about. Okay, I do apologize.
Hold on. This is new to me.
No, you don't know about this?
Tell us a bit more.
You might have to delve into this, Bob, because I can't.
I don't remember the name, but there was somebody either in a novel or in a comic or something like that That was the actual.
His name.
Was the actual.
His name was mentioned. You remember in season 1 of Discovery, and Burnham asked for the name of all like great captains of the past, and Jonathan Archer's name was up there in that list. But also, I think Pike's name might have been on that list too. But also was that other captain of that Enterprise. He was on that list of names as well.
Okay, that's gone over my head.
Hold on, I'm looking it up now.
All right, anyway, not relevant.
Robert April.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Anyway,
okay, looks like something to look into at some point.
Yeah, not too relevant right now. Like I said, this is our guy. I was
about to say I didn't.
Go on.
I was just gonna say I didn't know about it until Trek Culture mentioned it. So I mean, it's not like it's common knowledge. Like it's just I never thought that there was anybody before Pike, but apparently there was.
No, it's good. It's good to know. Anyway, so as I was saying,
let's face it, Pike only became as known as he did because of Star Trek Discovery. Let's face it, how many people can really remember the original series?
Especially the pilot episode.
I've only watched a handful of the good episodes, and I can't even remember any of the bad ones that I've actually watched. So I've watched it through maybe once when I was younger, and that's it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a TOS even a Star Trek extraordinaire, because TOS I can't sit through a lot of those episodes just because they were a period piece for their time. You know what I mean? Like I understand. Like I understand why it was amazing back then, but if you expect kids of the 90s and the 2000s to sit down and watch that shit, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Especially when you can tell that all the walls are like painted over polystyrene and all that stuff.
It's just so bizarre. Like I even as a kid, I watched tons of stuff from the previous generation to me, like Star Trek. I was watching tons of stuff from the 40s and 50s. I was watching stuff from the 20s, like Harold Lloyd and Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin and Laurel and Hardy and all of these. I've been watching shit, for years. I'm really surprised that kids today have no interest in some of the great material we've had for decades. It's crazy. There's so much good shit out there, not just modern shit. There's so much shit, amazing films, science fiction, action, drama, romance, comedies, for generations, man. I'm surprised people don't want to look at it. When you look at stuff like from Harold Lloyd, he was his own stuntman. He could kill himself in any of his films, and he didn't. It's amazing. Some of the shit he did for a fucking joke. It's amazing. And, hanging off buildings and having buildings almost fall on him, but the window is the only bit which goes over him, so he doesn't die because the window bit is falling through him and shit like that. Going on a tangent here, I do apologise. Regarding Anson Mount, I don't want any too many hints to his wheelchair life in the first season. We can bring up that shit later on, but I'm sure there will be a second season from this because people are going to eat this show up without a doubt. So just give us some episodic shit for the first season, and don't try to be too fucking smart with your fucking narrative building and bollocks like that. Keep us fucking interested. Lay some fucking Easter eggs. That's all we fucking need. Let's move on to the next person. Oh, looks like I'm getting this bullshit video again.
Melissa Leva.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, that's how I pronounce it. There's the one girl that you guys started on that I was like, oh, mama.
Oh, that was Jess Bush. She's the Australian actress. She's going to be, I think, the medical officer of the show. This girl here apparently is going to be, a very efficient person, but also a bit of a wise ass. I think that comes with the fact that she's so efficient, if you know what I mean.
Who are you talking about?
This character here, Melissa Navia.
Okay.
From what I've been gathering from some of the information I've been pulling from other sources. And so she's going to be a good fighter, but I think she'll also be just as good behind the fucking control panel as well, if you know what I mean. She's pretty much an all-rounder, can take care of herself. Badass as well, I think, too. So that's her.
Surely if she's a badass, she fits the security role a bit better.
I guess so, but I think, but there are several people in every show that could easily do a security role but don't. You know what I mean? You know, they can take care of themselves. But I think that's the. I mean, I don't want her to be a security officer. I like the idea of the other actress, the Vulcan, being the security officer. But that's quite original, as I said earlier, that a Vulcan plays a security officer. But even if this girl can kick ass,
it's not, because Tuvok was a
oh
security officer.
yeah,
Yes, he was. Well remembered.
you fucking cunt. Yes, I agree. But I don't know. I feel this is going to be a different kettle of fish, to Tuvok. You know, I don't know how. I think she's gonna. What I've heard, she's more aggressive, and for a Vulcan, that's kind of unusual, if you know what I mean. I think Tuvok was a lot more diplomatic, and aggression was like, you never really saw Tuvok going full out. You know, I'm gonna fuck you up if you don't shut your mouth sort of mode. You know, he was always, you know, even though he was a bit of a harsh Vulcan, he was still trying to be as diplomatic as he can be, I guess, without ever having to use aggressive tactics. But I think this other Vulcan character, from what I've been hearing, she's very much maybe hit them first and talk later. And for a Vulcan, that's fucking unusual. You don't come across many of those.
Don't forget, Tuvok had that episode where there was a murder on a planet and they didn't know how to solve crimes. So he helped the law enforcement. And in part of his investigation, they discovered there was an undertrade or an illicit trade of horrific memories. And they got to see his memories of all the dark shit he had done.
Who, Tuvok?
They even used what looked like a scene from Event Horizon of people being gutted and stuff. So you kind of get a feeling that Tuvok's got some dark history.
Tuvok as well was also was undercover for the Marquis, working for the Federation, undercover for the Marquis prior to getting onto Voyager, I believe. Is that correct, Roberto? He's on mute. He doesn't realise.
No, I am. I know. I was walking out of work.
No problem.
Yes, that is correct.
So in a way, I felt like his hand was kind of forced into doing the security role, because he probably wasn't expecting to do that, and they needed to get people in certain positions. That's why fucking Chakotay, even though he was Marquis, ended up being first officer, but they needed people to fill the positions. So I never really looked at Tuvok as a proper security officer in that sense. But being a Vulcan, he can kick ass. You know, I mean, he's stronger than pretty much everyone else on that fucking ship. So,
hey, Sam.
Yeah. Hello?
Sam, I really don't. I'm here. I really don't want to correct you, but I mean, Tuvok was Janeway's security chief prior to.
Oh God, you got me again.
Marquis.
All right, fine. My theories are out the window.
I'm sorry, man. I'm like.
You're killing me here.
It's okay.
It's okay. No, it's fine. I killed myself. It's okay.
But you are correct. A Vulcan security, like I could see a Vulcan investigator, like, you know, like that makes a lot of sense. But a Vulcan security officer, that, you know, that does seem odd, just because of the whole violence aspect. Like, you figure Vulcans would want to stay away from any kind of violence, even if it's security.
Okay.
You know, just because they don't want to trigger their emotions, because Vulcans have emotions and anger and everything like that. They just keep it suppressed.
Well, just going on to this actress here, so far the only person I believe might have been a Vulcan, from the new cast, that is that other actress whose name goes by Chong, but doesn't mean that everyone else has to be a human. This actress here, I would like her to be maybe a no, it can't be a Bajoran. I don't know, but just maybe not human at the same time. If you know what I mean.
The cousins of the Vulcans.
Well, it can't be Romulans. It can't be Romulans, dude. But they weren't discovered until Kirk, until sometime during the original series. You first saw them. You only saw them in their ships. You never saw them in person. So when you realise they have a striking resemblance to Vulcans, that was one of the interesting things about them. But
they got the right look for it, though.
It's just that, you know, yeah, but she's got the right look for it. But it honestly, regarding it just makes no sense to make her Romulan. She's got the right look to play a Vulcan as well. She's got the right look to play. You know, she could play an Andorian, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm totally fine with that. You know, It'd be nice for her not to
And
be human.
honestly, the whole thing with the Romulans is that they never saw the Romulans until the episode in the original series where they faced off against is it the Balance of Terror, I think, is the one popular Romulan episode where they're playing cat and mouse with this Romulan warbird. And so that's the episode they first ever saw the Romulans and how they figured out that they were related to the Vulcans.
So I want to quickly go through this lady's filmography. Prior to Strange New Worlds, I'm not sure if I can recognize any of this stuff. Dietland, I would never watch that. Billions, now that's a popular show, but I never got into that. I never watched a single episode. The Affair, I've heard of that. So she's been in a few things. But I like her. I like the look of this girl. I like her. I really do. Like, she looks like somebody who can kick ass, and I like that. And she looks perfect. I can imagine her in a Starfleet uniform.
You like her?
No. Let's be honest. I mean, I find her very attractive, and all of that, but nevertheless, I think she's got a good Star Trek look about her. I like her appearance, and I look forward to seeing her in the show.
I don't know. She kind of looks like Ellie from Last of Us 2. Like, she's kind of got that like bulky frame, and that.
Well, talking about bulky frames, let me see if I can not butcher this surname, but I'm going to give it a shot. She had. Oh, by the way, Wagu's just added. She has a Vasquez Aliens look in that profile. But yes, she does. She does look like Vasquez from Aliens. She does. Not as butch, but that. By the way, that actress who plays Vasquez is a really good actress. By the way, she plays a Latino girl in that. She plays an Irish woman in fucking Titanic. So she's a very good actress. She's been in a lot of stuff. She played John Connor's stepmom in Terminator 2. She's been in a lot of stuff, man. But yeah, let's not go on too much about that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Babs Olasanmonkon is in this. Now, I don't know what he's going to be in this show. I would like him just to be... I wouldn't mind him being the engineer for a start. At the same time, I wouldn't mind him being on the helms at some point. Maybe the pilot, possibly. He's somebody I don't know what he... I know very little about what he's going to be in the show.
I think he's gonna play Sulu.
All right.
I think he looks more like a Black McCoy.
I wouldn't mind him being the Doctor, actually. I would love him to be the Doctor, actually. He's fucking huge, this guy, by the way. This picture doesn't do him any justice. He's a very wide guy. Well, depending on the roles. He doesn't look too wide here, but when I saw that interview of him, he looked wide as fuck. He looks quite lean here. These pictures are not doing him justice. That interview I saw of him, he looked humongous. He looked like he'd been working in a gym, and like he just looked so stretched. But these pictures are just... He's obviously an actor who obviously changes his physique for the roles by the looks of things. But none of these pictures look like him what I saw recently. These are all very lean pictures of the guy. He looks humongous now, man. Look how lean he looks here. Where's that interview? I'll have to look for that.
Eyes.
But yeah, this is this actor here. Like I said before, he's the only character on the show so far that I'm not so sure what he's going to be doing. But nevertheless, that's a good thing. It'll be interesting to see what he has to offer. I look forward to seeing him on the show. On to the next one, unless anyone's got more to say. American Hero?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, he looks cool. I would like him to be the engineer. I think he's got a good engineer look about him.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Like, I want him to be just like a really physically fit guy who's like good with machines. You know what I mean? Like, just because somebody's physically fit and built like a house does not mean they can't be an engineer, like,
or a pilot even. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind him being the
just because he's
helms control and stuff like that and just flying the ship around. I wouldn't mind that. Just don't make him a security officer.
Anyone who's just like big and built needs to be like security or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway.
I'm done. Before we move on, let's have a quick look at his filmography. He's got some interesting stuff here. He's in Dune as well, which is coming out later this year. The Wrath of Man, not sure about. The Drowning miniseries, not familiar with, unfortunately. Too Old to Die Young, no. We don't know. Red Dead Redemption 2. No. Oh my God, Wagyu, I love you, man. I love this guy Wagyu, by the way. He just joined this, by the way. Wagyu, you're awesome. Wagyu has suggested that maybe he could be the ship counselor.
Oh God!
Please make him the ship's counselor. Make this humongous dude who who has to probably walk through the fucking through doors sideways. Make him the fucking security. Sorry, make him the counselor. I love it. I would love that to happen.
I would. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. He's been
seriously could the audience take it though without cracking?
He's in Black Mirror. He's in the Defenders. I think he's the guy who gets his head chopped off in the Defenders. Do you remember that scene, Bobby?
Is that the guy like when they're in
that theater sort of
in the warehouse or whatever?
Yeah. And
it's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah, he's strangling someone and he ends up losing. I think Stick cuts his head off.
Yeah, that makes. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he was in that scene. He was in Roots. Funny enough, in Roots, LeVar Burton was the lead in that show, who was obviously Geordie LaForge. And he was in Roots as well. And if he ends up being an engineer, then we've got a couple of things that correlate them. The fact that they were both in Roots and they're both in Star Trek playing engineers. Who knows? Photospiv.
Nope. I'm gonna start a hashtag, whatever his name is for ship counselor. Like,
yes.
We can just start a hashtag.
Yeah, but they've already started filming now, so it's a bit late. But maybe they can turn him into a counselor because like everyone loves to talk to him. You know what? I really like talking to you, man. You're really cool, man. Maybe you should be counselor, man. Give up this engineering lack and all that bollocks. Anyway, Photospiv says, or the mess hall master chef. You know what? If he was a fucking chef, that would be awesome. That would be awesome if they still had a chef in the Enterprise, like because they haven't mastered fucking replicated technology just yet. Were they doing replicated shit in Discovery? I can't remember.
Did we see people eat?
I think they had some kind of replicator, but it was nowhere near like TNG, where it's just like this little hole in the wall that you like can replicate a turkey. Like,
I do like the sound of that though. But him being a chef is also pretty cool. Waku said is that the Black Mirror where they have to run on the treadmill for credits or something? It could be, mate. Unfortunately, I never got into Black Mirror.
I can't see any of Wagu's comments, so I don't know. I'll just have to.
It's in the live chat.
Yeah, I know. I can't see it for some reason. Like I can get to the live chat, but for some reason it's blank. So I don't know. But I was gonna try to watch the chat, and then I can't see anything. So
Here we're going.
Okay, keep going.
Here we're going for an interesting one. Ethan Peck, who I think will hopefully be an excellent Spock. I was a bit worried watching season 2 of Discovery that we would never see Spock, like Spock's on the run and all of that bollocks, and we're never going to catch up with him. He's always going to be one step ahead because they can't get a young looking Leonard Nimoy and all that bollocks. But no, we ended up getting to see Spock, and he was played by this actor, and I like him. And when you finally see him shave the beard and sort his hair out and shit like that, and don the suit, I think he looks a more convincing Spock than what's his face from the Kelvin universe. No, not Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy, Zachary Quinto. When it comes to looking like Leonard Nimoy, I think no one's going to be more convincing than Leonard Nimoy. He is Spock, but when it comes to these two guys having to play Spock as well, I think he's a far better looking Spock than Leonard Nimoy. Than Zachary Quinto.
I don't disagree with you. I really do like Zachary Quinto's Spock a lot.
Yeah. I do like it too.
I don't disagree, but I agree with you that he did make a really good, convincing Leonard Nimoy Spock.
I do, yeah. It was just something about the way Zachary Quinto's voice sounded. He almost sounded childlike with his accent or his tone of voice, whilst Spock didn't, if you know what I mean. There was an innocence in Zachary Quinto's voice, whilst there wasn't really in Spock's. More of a curiosity, anyway.
Didn't the character develop that way more when the movie franchise started?
Well, I don't know, but it's just something I noticed which stuck with me a little bit. Wagu, let's go with Wagu. What they're saying. They're not supposed to have replicators. They have food synthesizers or something. I remember that from the original series. It was all mechanically created behind the scenes or such.
Yeah, they like had these little like ports and like the little slide thingies, and they could like pick what they wanted and then like slide it open, and then their food would be there. Like it wasn't replicator technology, but it was like something a little bit like something unrefined or something like that compared to the replicator.
By the way, if they ever want to know which actors will make good elves for the Lord of the Rings, just look at the actors who have played Vulcans. Because this guy, for me, he could play an elf as well, as far as I'm concerned. He could easily play an elf. Look at him. He's got those features, and he looks a lot like that actor who played. Yeah.
Zam, that's racist. You're saying everybody who looks good in pointy ears can be an elf? I see what you're doing there, man.
All right,
That's not cool.
I'm not going to go with your joke. I'm just saying, yeah. Regarding this particular actor, he looks a lot like the actor who played Ronan, and he also played the King of the Elves in The Hobbit. Ronan was the bad guy in Guardian of the Galaxy.
Picture in the photos, third across.
Oh, the bearded guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Exactly. Open it up. So yeah, there we go. I mean, come on. Yeah, I think he could play a good Lord of the Rings.
Look at him. Yeah, he looks like an elf there. He looks like an elf who's fucking like sleeping on the streets. You know what I mean? He does. He looks like an elf, man. If you say, look, we're going to get this guy to play an elf in Lord of the Rings, the new television show on Amazon. I can't wait for that shit to happen. Yeah, get him.
He looks like the Romulan operative from Picard season 1.
Well, Wagu's not used to his face without his beard. Don't worry. He'll be fine, mate. And Photo Sportive says that if it can't replicate Lambuna, it's not worth being a replicator. You damn right, my son. All right. I'm looking forward to his performances as Spock and what he brings to the character. The funny thing is, like, it's a bit of a weird role to play, but he's playing an earlier version of Spock. We know a lot about this guy, so he's not like he's bringing more to the table with Spock. We know so much about him, more than probably Leonard Nimoy knew about him. So, I mean, I'm sure Leonard Nimoy didn't realize that he had a fucking he had a human stepsister. Anyway, let's move on from this guy.
Or a half brother at that point.
Oh, he did know about the half brother. Because you fucking filmed with him in Star Trek V, your favorite movie.
No, I meant like, oh, you're talking about Leonard Nimoy. I thought you were talking about in the original series.
No, Leonard Nimoy, yeah. Anyways,
okay.
Wagu has said, need a Red Dwarf Star Trek crossover for that. I can't. I think I must have said something, and I'm sure I've missed out. Do you know?
Sorry, where the fuck would you put Lister in that combination of shows?
No idea. But let's have a look at. Here we go. The mysterious one. Rebecca Monin is how you pronounce her surname. I was really worried about this one. I was going to butcher it. Most famously for playing, and I think she was far better than what's her face, Jennifer Lawrence, for playing Mystique. I thought she was fucking fantastic as Mystique, personally. She was also like the Jess Bush actress. She also used to be a model, and I'm very happy that she will be playing number 1 in this show. But she'll be, I think her name is Christine Pamplin, who was the Majel Barrett character in the original series. You know what I'm on about? Majel Barrett was in the original series. There was actually 3 women in the original series. The other actress, her name escapes me, the blonde actress. But Majel Barrett, who does the voice.
You're talking about the actress Roddenberry's wife, who played number 1, and Luxana Troy.
Luxana Troy was the blonde woman, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because Luxana Troy, she was in a few of the films as well. She was even in Star Trek 6, I believe, as well as the motion picture. And anyway, I'm going all over the fucking place. The point is that she's playing Majel Barrett in the show, without a doubt. I guarantee it. I put my fucking bollocks on it. What do you guys think? Mondino?
Who is she gonna play? I don't even know who you're
She's
talking about.
playing number one. She's playing Christine Pamplin or whatever the name of that character was.
Oh, I've only ever known her as number one. I didn't even know she had a name.
Yeah, Christine Pamplin. I had a look on. I actually. I asked Google. You want me to ask Google again? I'll do it again. This was fucking beautiful. Hey Google. Who did Majel Barrett play in the original series of Star Trek? Oh fuck! The volume's not up. Let me try that again. Hey Google. No bollocks. Hey Google. Who did Majel Barrett play in the original series of Star Trek?
Majel Barrett plays Loaxana Troy in Star Trek.
You told me it was Christine Pamplin, you fucking lying bitch. That's what I was going on about it, man. Loxana... No. Loxana Troy is in the Next Generation. No, that's Diana Troy's mum. That's a different character. The actress played somebody else. No,
it's a different character, but the same actress.
I know that. I just need to know the name of that character she played. The actress, she played number one. I need to know the name of that character because nobody's born. Oh yeah, I'm going to call my daughter number fucking one. No, that's not a fucking real name. Yeah, I need to know the character's real name. Hey Google. Who did Majel Barrett play in the original series of Star Trek?
Majel Barrett plays
No, you're giving me the wrong fucking answer, and I hate you today. I asked her. I asked fucking Google who it was, and she gave me the right answer. But for some reason, she's giving me this bullshit about TNG. I don't want to know about fucking TNG. Anyway, she's going to be definitely playing Majel Barrett's character, who was number one in the original series, and I believe her name is Christine Pamplin or Pampy or some shit like that. Christine for sure. So, what has Rebecca been doing since Strange New Worlds or before Strange New Worlds? She's in Justice League Dark, the Apocalypse Wars. She does the voice of Lois Lane. I had no idea. Bob, I'm sure you knew about that. Bob's gone. Alright. She was in Star Trek Short Treks. I have to watch that now. I really do. I really need to watch that.
I hadn't heard about Short Treks until I see it showing up on the IMDb.
Well, she's in Death and the Return of... Oh, she's done a lot of... You know what? I'm liking this actress more. Right, look at her fucking... Look at the nerd shit she's got on display here, right? You know, The Death and Return of Superman. Batman Hush. Star Trek Discovery. You know, Satanic Panic, whatever that is. The Reign of Superman, The Death of Superman, Carter, alright, fair enough. The Librarian, fair enough. You know, but she's done a lot. She's done a lot of nerd stuff here, especially in the last few years. She's done tons of it.
Ugly Betty.
Ugly Betty's cool. The Producers is a classic film which they remade, but then you go, you know, from the 2000s up to 2010. There's a lot of X-Men stuff here. X-Men First. Yeah, she plays the older Mystique in X-Men First Class. I remember that.
Voice acting credit in Tron.
Was she in that? I have no idea. But she was in X-Men Last Stand. She was in X-Men 2. Brilliant actress. Brilliant actress. And it's good to see that she's going to be in Star Trek. She's a nerd favorite as far as I'm concerned. The original Mystique.
I hope they make her a strong character and give her some gritty storylines, so she can do it.
Okay, so Waku said the short treks weren't so related to Discovery season 3, but they were important to see before season 2. Fair enough. If it makes, if it adds some padding, I guess, then it's worth a watch. So these are our actresses and actors. There's a lot of actresses in this one. I have no problem with that. I know a lot of people will have an issue with that. I never understood people's issues with things being different. Like, they very much notice that, okay, there's only one white dude, and that's Captain Pike, but everyone else is either female or a black dude, you know. And some people have an issue with that. Even Peck, I think he's a white dude. He just happens to be playing an alien. But you know, some people have an issue that, you know, like, for instance, with Discovery, there's a white dude on that. His name is Stamets. Yeah. But people had an issue with that because Stamets is the only white dude on that show, but he's gay, and so people had an issue with that. It's like, for fuck's sake, like, I hardly have any representation on these sort of shows. Hardly. I don't lose my shit over that. You know, if anything, you know, these things don't bother me too much to a degree, but we have to start keeping things real now. This is not, you know, this is a world full of all types of people, and we have to recognize that. And some people have an issue with that for some reason. I don't know why. For some reason, they don't want to recognize that. And if you do recognize that, it's like, how dare you? You're woke. It's like, I still don't even know what the fuck woke means.
We're just closet gays themselves.
A lot of them are, mate. A lot of them are. So, these are our shows. We haven't got an episode yet. Like I said, they've already. I'll stop doing that. Like I said, they've already started filming. I believe they were filming from early to mid-February, so they've got maybe like a month's worth of filming done. I can't see this show coming out this year. I don't know about you.
I mean, IMDb is listing it as 2022.
Yeah,
so,
IMDb is doing that. Yeah,
to do all the computer graphics and things like that. So I mean, if we're lucky, we'll see it somewhere next year or something like that.
If we're lucky. I'm looking, like I said, I'm very much looking forward to it. I just want some Star Trek done the Star Trek way. One of the best things about Discovery season 3 is that they, even though they were doing an overall arc of a story, like it was definitely serialized. It felt more Star Trek than the previous ones because the like sort of diplomacy angles and stuff like that, they really added to that feel of Star Trek, you know, not starting fights, but ending them, bringing people together, you know, making discoveries. And I want more of that. I really want more of that in this new show. Oh, I don't know about yourself, Ray. What do you want from the show?
At the same time, you mentioned that one thing you miss from Star Trek is that you had to know what's going on from one episode to the next in all the discoveries, and I mean that was its Achilles heel. You missed an episode, then you were playing catch up, and you're hoping that you could pick up little nuggets of information during the episode. And fingers crossed, we end up in another scenario where they take it back a step.
Yeah, exactly.
And, give us something that we can. We don't necessarily have to remember exactly what happened, but I kind of think it's going to be more episodic. And when you look at the current rollout of Star Trek material, I mean, you look at Picard and all the Discovery stuff, it's all you need to be following exactly what's going on. So I kind of get the vibe that we're going to get the current trend, just with the Star Trek banner and wrappings.
I hope so. That sounds, for me, ideal. You know, I want all the trappings of Star Trek. I want them to discover new shit. I mentioned earlier about the god aliens, you know, those sort of things. You know, that was quite prominent in the original series. Like, every alien they came across was like humongous and stuff. But at the same time, like, they brought a lot of elements of Earth into these aliens. Like, one of the aliens they came across, that he was pretending to be Ares, and they were doing Greek gods and stuff like that. It's like there was a real lack of ideas back then, and they kept having to use almost like human history, like our history, to create aliens, which is a bit sad, really.
I mean, the beauty of the original series is that it was all virgin territory. They were creating the stories, and they were creating something for all other series to kind of learn from. Whereas, I mean, they definitely got an opportunity to start from scratch, so to speak, and almost retell the original Star Trek. What, 3 seasons, didn't they? So they've got they've got some material they can pull from and they can try and emulate. And it'd be fun to see it done with a modern day twist, without the 1960s sexism.
Yeah, I guess in the 1960s sets as well. Do you think eventually that this show will start to make it look like the original series, like somehow over like a course of the seasons the ship will start to look like the original Star Trek series ship? Yeah, they'll change their uniforms and they'll start wearing those shitty uniforms they wore in the original series.
I don't think Hollywood has the balls to kind of emulate the world of the 1960s.
No, they don't have to necessarily emulate the shows.
But I mean the styling of the shows.
No, we're just talking that we're not necessarily talking about the 60s as an era, but just the look, just the look of that show. Like they can still put out modern day storytelling, but just make it look like the original series, if you know what I mean.
I mean, give us the sideburns, give us the outfits, but also keep it looking modern. I could dig that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they do that. All right, then, my son. It seems like we've kind of talked about this long enough. Anything more you want to say before we clock off?
I'm hoping that Star Trek can sort itself out, because I've been getting kind of slightly disappointed by it. I mean, Discovery was strong at the beginning of season 3, and I felt it kind of got a bit weak towards the end.
I agree with you to a degree.
Picard, I don't know how I feel about Picard. I mean, I don't even want to try and watch it again.
I think Picard's shit, but it's got some promise. I'm being honest with you. Look, I watched Picard and I liked some moments of it, and I give credit to the makers at trying something, but maybe I think people would have been happy if you took if you did the show. It didn't have to be about Picard himself, like not the leader of the Enterprise, like the lead character of the Enterprise, but maybe about Worf or LaForge or O'Brien or or Dr. Bashir. No, but the point is, no. Picard's been flushed out enough. O'Brien, hasn't had a show based around him, or he'd be the focus lead.
He was heavily present in DS9.
He was, but he hasn't been.
They did a deep dive in his history, and they gave him plenty of big episodes.
No, I agree, but the point is, all of these characters
and episodes based around those two.
No, but Ray, all of these supporting casts have had lots of episodes based around them, whether it be Beverly Crusher or B'Elanna Torres, or Tom Paris or fucking or whoever it may be on the Enterprise crew, who's all their names apart from T'Pol because she looks great, or Archer. But regardless, everyone gets their moment in the sun. But I think having a show based around someone who's so familiar like Picard was the wrong thing to do. They had so many characters they could pick from, and they picked somebody who's been used so much that I'm just bored of him. I would have taken somebody from that era, from either DS9 or Next Generation or Voyager, and made a show about them, like Harry Kim. Make a Harry Kim show and follow his life instead of fucking Picard.
One thing I liked about the Picard thing is you got to see someone at the end of his years when he was losing his mind and losing control or grip of the world around him. So that kind of was an interesting take, and it was fresh. But the show overall, to me, was kind of like, there's too many things which you can kind of see coming there. I wasn't impressed.
I did like, actually, talking about other characters, though, I did like 7 and 9 coming in there, because both of her and Picard are human beings who have been infiltrated by the Borg. 7 more so. I mean, she's pretty much been Borg for most of her life.
Speaking of old characters, I can't wait to see Guinan, Whoopi Goldberg, back.
Yes, I wonder what capacity. I wonder what capacity she will play. She's been in about 20-something episodes, 29 episodes of Star Trek overall.
Plus a movie.
And plus one movie. She's got a lot to give. I saw her actually in the Star Trek convention on YouTube. She went in one in 2017. It's hard to believe No, she's been in Star Trek since the 80s. Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Just Zam, sorry to cut. But
Yeah.
O'Brien show based on Starfleet Academy, American Heroes saying.
Where's American Hero saying that?
He's in the private chat.
Oh, he's saying it. Does he want to? Does he want to come back in? Oh
O'Brien
shit!
show based on Starfleet Academy.
Does he want to come back in? I didn't know if he's back there. Fuck, I didn't know. You got to tell me he's there, man. I got the screen on full screen. Sorry, Bob. I didn't know to keep you waiting, dude. I thought you just left.
An O'Brien show based in Starfleet Academy. Please.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I would love for O'Brien to be. I would love for O'Brien to be back at Starfleet Academy. He doesn't want to be going space hopping anymore. He just wants to be settled with his family and shit and take it easy. But he's training a new lot and stuff like that. And then I want to see what leads for him to be for him to have a giant fucking statue built for him like they did in Lower Decks. I want to see that occur as well at some point. You know, that would be great. But Waku said something here. Now, when Waku says something, I always listen. My chat's not working now either. I'm not getting Waku on this chat. I've got him on the other chat though. I'm sure Guinan will be at one episode cameo a bit like they did with the Riker and Tron. Yeah, I think so too. But you know, I don't know. I mean, she's a mystic. She's almost like a mystical character on Star Trek. The way they use her. You know, so anyway, they have all the remaining Voyager DS9 TNG characters available, looking the right age. Why aren't they all over that show? Yeah, exactly. Well, they did put Jerry Ryan in that show. I mean, that they did get one person from DS9 there, but I wouldn't mind. You know, somebody from DS9. Sorry, that was from, Jerry Ryan was from Voyager. I mean, but I wouldn't mind somebody from DS9 appearing. I would like Dr. Bashir to appear. I think Dr. Bashir would be a good one.
How about a cartoon comedy based on the holographic Doctor from DS9?
No. I wouldn't want that, man. I like what they're doing with Lower Decks, but I wouldn't want them to. And they're doing another cartoon show called Prodigy with Janeway leading that, and that's for kids.
Really?
Yeah. So when it comes to the animation, I wouldn't want them to try to replicate Lower Decks because they've already got Lower Decks. If they're going to do animation, maybe take a serious tone with it instead, like they did with the original animated series in the 70s. That would be a better direction regarding animation. But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? American Hero. Oh yes, yes. Regarding Picard, like I said, they could have called the show O'Brien. They could have called the show Bashir. They could have called the show fucking Kim. Harry. Yeah, Kim. Something like that. Somebody who would be an interesting person to delve into, because honestly, I've had my fucking fill with Picard. I really have.
You know what could be interesting?
What?
Major Kira Nerys when she was fighting the Kardashians before Starfleet came in to DS9.
That would be great, but then you would have to do a recast because the actress can't. If we're doing a prequel here, she's obviously too old to play the role. Especially as she's doing a fucking prequel.
Nice to see something outside of the humanistic side of things.
Did you know that actress?
The Kardashians and the Bajorans could be an interesting little show to do.
Did you know that actress is married to the actor who plays Dr. Bashir?
No, I didn't know.
That's why when there was one scene where everyone was all loved up and they were making out with each other. They were making out with each other for real, and also at the same time, she played somebody who she ended up being pregnant on the show, and they played that into the script, and obviously she was pregnant for real, and they
and it was actually Dr. Bashir's baby.
Yeah, I know, obviously. In both more ways than one, which was so funny about it.
But there was a funny scene, I think, when she was giving birth, that she looked at Bashir and she said, "This is all your fault."
Yeah.
Because in the show they had to transfer the baby from
O'Brien's wife.
Yeah, from O'Brien's wife, and she blamed him just because he, obviously had to transplant the baby or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of goofy.
Is it the name Nana Vistor? Is that how you say it? Nana Vistor, I think that's how you say her name. You know when she's just being herself, her hair, she platinum whites her hair. It's amazing. It's weird. Like when she's not working, she just keeps her hair pure white. It's an unusual look. She's been doing that for years. Anyways, so we were wrapping up here, Bob. But is there anything you'd like to say, mate?
O'Brien show at Starfleet Academy. That's all I gotta say.
I'd buy that for $1, dude. I really would. I would.
I'd buy that for $20. What are you talking about?
I would
Lord and Savior Miles O'Brien.
By the way, Cole Meany doesn't embrace the Star Trek conventions as much as some of the other actors. Obviously, you know why? Because he's still getting work. That's why. That's why Whoopi Goldberg never turned up until 2017, for fuck's sake. But I'm surprised people like Scott Bakula. I would like to see more Adventures of Archer. Actually, if you're going to focus on the captain, I'd rather focus on Scott Bakula as Archer and see what happens with him at the beginning of the birth of Starfleet. You know, because it ended with the birth of Starfleet, didn't it? Enterprise. Is that right, Bob? I go to you for Encyclopedia News.
Sorry,
Bob.
what? No, one more.
Enterprise.
One more time, Zam.
Enterprise ended with the birth of the Federation. Is that correct? Or Starfleet or some shit like that?
Well, technically, they in the last episode they skipped ahead 7 years. I think it was 7 years or 10 years or something like that. And the last episode was based at the birth of the Federation, but the first 3 seasons, the first 4 seasons, besides the last episode, took place about 10 years prior to the birth of the Federation.
Oh, fair enough. So it would be good to see Archer at the birth of the Federation. That would be cool if you're going to do any prequel shit. I want to quickly get on to Waku. He quickly says that Cole Meany has tons of very sweary Irish films in his history, and some family ones too, mate. There was a really good one about... there's a really good Irish family comedy I saw where he plays the father of a girl who's a real tomboy, and they're doing these sort of like kart racing, you know, around the streets and stuff, and he helps his daughter build like a really cool kart to race the local bully, you know, who's at the same age as his daughter, but he's a bit of an asshole kid. And that was a really cool film. But Cole Meany's got, you know, like I said, you know, he's always going to get someone like him, you know, accomplished actor, could do various accents. He's done American, he's done British accents as well. He's a versatile actor, and you know, if you just want somebody to be Irish without them having a shitty Irish accent, then get the real singing Cole Meany. Anyways,
I love him as a villain.
I thought he was really good in Layer Cake. I'm not sure if you've seen that. He plays one of the gangsters in that, but I really wouldn't call him villain, more anti-hero and stuff. But I remember when those two people were going, we're going to tell the police. And like the guy's like telling his girlfriend, look, don't say that. Just don't say that. And the guy just pulls out his gun and he shoots them both. You know, Meany gives his henchman a look, and his henchman takes the look and pulls out his gun and just shoots them both in the head. Love it. You know, I love it. Cole Meany is awesome, man. Brilliant actor. But enough about him. We've just gone through the whole list of everyone who's going to be in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. If you've got anything to say, leave us some comments below. It's been great talking about this. Thoroughly enjoy it. Wagu, hope to see you again, my friend. It's been great getting some of the information off you, pal. Bob and Mondino, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you guys are cool.
Yep, I'm good.
Very good. And to everyone else watching, thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to be doing more shit soon. Coming up is the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut. We're going to be fucking reviewing that shit as well, guaranteed. I'm not sure if you're going to join us for that, Mondino, but please do. And then, you know, something I've been bottling up inside for years, and I'm going to fucking blow my load of it on Friday. It is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know what I mean? Frenemies for life, hopefully, those two. And I can't wait for that, and we are definitely reviewing that. So make sure you catch us for that shit. Until then, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Live long and prosper. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
What the fuck's my